Hey everybody, welcome to another video. And on this video, I'm gonna be talking about a bunch of videos that I uploaded recently about benchmarking Cyberpunk Hitman and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And that's because I took the plunge and migrated to Ubuntu 25.10. I mean 25.10, and because of Wayland. Basically, it's the first version of Ubuntu that doesn't have X11. No, I'm very fond of X11 because there's a lot of shortcut or commands like Xkill that I use it a lot for some apps that just freeze the whole system. Shortcuts for like flame shot, shortcuts for the GPU screen recorder, and all that doesn't work on Wayland properly. You gotta do workarounds and stuff like that. So uh, as an entry point to Wayland after waiting several years for the thing to actually work properly at the production level, meaning it doesn't affect my day-to-day work life. It sucks. That's all I'm saying. It sucks. I'm gonna be moving to KDE, Kubuntu, once 26.04 comes out. I heard that they did some, let's just say, better user experiences in regards to Xscale, in regards to shortcuts like the Flameshot one, in regards to shortcuts like the GPU screen recorder, and other things that I do to automate my work life. Let's just put it like that. Anyway, with that rant, here's the summary of all the videos that I did, because if I'm gonna be forced into Wayland, I wanna know what I'm getting into in regards to the performance of games. Okay. So I put everything that I could over here. Obviously, you're gonna see some videos with Cyberpunk saying 4x. I didn't put them here, but just you can just imagine the performance jump there, because it's 4x. We're not gonna be testing that in real life, and all of us actually know that we want to see raw performance, not DLSS BS performance. But anyway, I put everything here. So when I was on 2504, I tested Cyberpunk, using X, but with the 5080 driver, with the second iteration of it. I know that today or yesterday, another iteration of the 5080 came out. I got 23.13 FPS. Okay, you can see the whole thing here. If I put it on this is 2504, and then everything here is basically 2510. New kernel, new drivers, new everything. So here we're getting 41.78 for DLSS on 2504, Ubuntu 2504, using the 5080 driver with a 2x DLSS. Okay. Once, same for Hitman, you can see here the whole thing. Same for this, so I don't want to make the video very long. They're people that are very picky about making long videos. Okay. As a college professor, I like long videos. You actually learn a lot. But since the memory span or whatever of some people here is too short, then let me just say Wayland is better. X11 is less efficient in some cases. That's it. You can leave the video now and you're happy. You got the results that you want. For everybody else, on Wayland 5080, the performance improvement jumping from one kernel, the 614 to the 617, using Wayland, all that was nothing. 0.48 FPS. And when we use the 2x DLSS, we just got one FPS more. Okay. For the cases of Hitman, for example, we actually went down, so we lost almost 2 FPS. And for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, we got just one. By the way, I picked these ones because they have a benchmark tool. That way, I would always get using the same specific scenarios. I will always be able to compare them, uh, apples to apples there, instead of doing it like I was doing it before, where I would show you the whole world, and obviously there could be some fluctuation between the areas that I went to, or I don't know, something would happen. Okay. Again, the testing was done 3 times, and that's the not only the average, but exactly the same amount that I got in several of the cases here, especially the Hitman one. You can see everything here, but when I jump to the 5090, which for me came out literally yesterday, and I tested it again, now we see improvements. With the 5090 using Wayland, I was able to get 2 more FPS compared to X11, and well, almost 3, and 2.27 compared to the 5080 driver. Okay, and when we went to DLSS with 2x, you can see here that we got 6.81 FPS more compared to the DLSS version using X11, and 5.76 FPS more compared to the DLSS using Wayland with the 5080. I'm just gonna press F12 here, so you can see the variables that I'm using here, and that's it. Okay, and you can see here, same thing, same thing. Same idea applies for the other ones. So you can see that, for example, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the one that had a lot more. So here, Shadow of Tomb Raider using Wayland 58 with the DLSS was worse compared to the X11 version, -2 FPS. But if we use the 5090, we jump that to 14 and 13, 14 FPS more compared to the let me put it like this, to the X11, and 13 more compared to the 5080. And we use the DLSS quality one, 25 more. Holy mother of, so that's a big jump. Okay, so the ones that had better performance were all the cases that were used in the 5090. Doesn't matter with the DLSS or not DLSS, we got a much better, bigger improvement. Let's just put it like that. Shadow Tomb Raider got a big one here. I'm mentioning this video because this, the descriptor heap um, extension, which is different from the buffer one. I know it's mentioned here the buffer one somewhere, but this one is the one that's gonna help a lot with gaming at DirectX 12 for VKD 3D and basically everything Proton. This is the one. This is supposedly, and I'm been reading about it for a couple of months now. I was just waiting for the thing to actually pop up in the Vulkan um, um, new version for the new extensions, and it looks like it's basically ready because I can see it here. And this is today. And what this does, or what this is supposed to be doing, it's going to handle that issue that all of us have been having with between 20% less FPS with DirectX 12 games to cases that I've seen and I've suffered from 65% less FPS, like a huge amount of FPS drop. So I wouldn't be surprised if a new version of the Nvidia came out. Just forget about all the bugs and everything else. Just look for it saying, hey, this new version of the Nvidia driver is now using the VK extension descriptor heap, which hopefully it will override or overrule the buffer one. There's another one called the descriptor buffer. That's the one that was before, and it was cool and awesome and all of that, but they found out over time that it had some issues. Let's just, oh, okay, here it is. This addresses issues covered with the VK extension descriptor buffer and should provide more portable guarantees, meaning it's easier to do debugging and all that for specific cases, especially for the Proton one, the VKD 3D, and more predictable performance characteristics. Okay, this one is the one that handles heap should of big help for Steam Play. Yep, and also for addressing a bunch of issues with the different Vulkan drivers like the Nvidia around their Proton game performance suckiness. Not all, DirectX 11, 10, 9, 8, 7 go down. Um, they're good. It's just that for the DirectX 12 is the big issue there. So there's a lot of huge performance jumps here for that one. And then we got a couple babies here that are gonna help you. This one also, by the way, with the shader subgroups. That's a beautiful one. So let's see what's gonna happen for any new Nvidia driver that's going to be using 1.4.34 340 version of the Vulkan. Okay, right now we're getting these improvements with the 5090. Let's see what's going to happen with the 5095. It wouldn't surprise me if with the 5095 or whatever comes out, we don't get this. We get a huge, huge jump. So, and when I say huge jump, what I'm talking about is whatever Windows is getting. I mean, and not Windows 11. You know that one sucks. Windows 10, Windows 7, whatever they were getting for these games is what we're supposed to be expecting here or better. Okay, so stay tuned. Let's see how that one goes. VKD 3D is doing a great job. One already launched or with an NT Sync, which is another improvement. The Proton with a version 10 that you're seeing with all the changes like they're doing there. We got the XVK also working there. The kernel 6 point, well, the new one that's going to come out, either 6.20 or 6 or version 7. It's also going to have multiple improvements in regards to um, Proton related stuff apart from um, the scheduler that they're optimizing there too. So there's multiple areas of performance improvements, not just for gaming, but for servers, databases, and all of that. Okay, so hope the video likes. Big hugs, subscribe, and all that stuff that people say, and I'll be creating more videos based on whatever you guys want to see. Bye.